Harry, who was starting to feel warm and sleepy, looked up at the high table again. Hagrid was drinking deeply from his goblet. Professor McGonagall was talking to Professor Dumbledore. Professor Quirrell, in his absurd turban, was talking to a teacher with greasy black hair, a hooked nose, and sallow skin. It happened very suddenly. The hook-nosed teacher looked past Quirrell's turban straight into Harry's eyes, and a sharp hot pain shot across the scar in Harry's forehead. Ouch! Harry clapped a hand to his head. What is it? Asked Percy. Nothing. The pain had gone as quickly as it had come. Harder to shake off was the feeling Harry had gotten from the teacher's look, a feeling that he didn't like Harry at all. Who's that teacher talking to Professor Quirrell? He asked Percy. Oh, you know Quirrell already, do you? No wonder he's looking so nervous. That's Professor Snape. He teaches potions, but he doesn't want to. Everyone knows he's after Quirrell's job. Knows an awful lot about the dark arts, Snape. That is from Chapter 17, The Sorting Hat in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That is the first mention that you get of Snape. I just spent the last 30 minutes flipping through my copy of The Sorcerer's Stone, which, by the way, I've had since I was in elementary school. It is a very old copy. It feels very old. Kind of want to get a new set. But this guy is the one that HBO is casting to replace this guy. Can we stop? For the love of all that is good and holy in the world, can we stop with the whole DEI bullshit? He doesn't have a hooked nose. His skin doesn't look sallow. I mean, they did really good with Alan Rickman's makeup in this. And how are you going to make his hair look greasy? With that description of hooked nose, sallow skin, greasy black hair, you think more of a white guy, especially since the fact that Harry Potter is set in England, which is primarily white, and they get a black guy to play Snape. Especially when we have, 8 movies where, it's 8 movies? 7 books, 8 movies, where we have Alan Rickman playing Snape. And now we're switching over to a black guy playing Snape. It makes no fucking literary sense. Not literal, literary. They did the same exact thing with fucking Wheel of Time. The Twin Rivers, when you look at the descriptions of the characters in the Twin Rivers, it is very what's it called? They're essentially Caucasians with brown hair, brown eyes. That is the description of the Twin Rivers. And you've got fucking this guy, from this picture, doesn't look like a ginger, and that's what all of the Aiel are described as, is fucking redheaded, pale-skinned gingers. They're only tanned because they live in a desert waste. That's not a white woman, and she's supposed to be from the Twin Rivers. That's not a white man. He's supposed to be from the Twin Rivers. Let's see. That's the only, out of all of these character castings for the Wheel of Time, the only one that's even really close is this one for Elaine. Do we have Morghese in here? He makes sense for Tam. She makes no sense for Avienda. She's supposed to be a fucking ginger. And we get this. And they're doing the same thing with the Harry Potter series. I'm okay with him as Dumbledore. That's fine. Like, I'm not gonna be annoyed by that. That's fine. But having this guy as Snape makes no fucking sense because he doesn't fit the description from the book. He doesn't even come close to Alan Rickman. When you've got that one guy, Star Wars, The Force Awakens cast. Let's see. You've got this guy! This guy who is he is a walking twin of Alan Rickman. And you've got this guy playing fucking Snape when you could have had this guy? Make it make sense. Like, stop trying to force all of this DEI bullshit in. Oh, well, people don't feel like they're represented in a movie if they don't see themselves. Well, you can see yourself in a character without looking the same. It's about what's on the inside of the character, not what's on the outside. Like, when you force a diversity of aesthetics, you lose the diversity of thought. And to me, the diversity of thought is way more important than the diversity of aesthetics. If you've got a black guy, a white guy, a brown guy, a yellow guy, a purple guy, and a green guy all in the same room, but they all think the same, there's no real diversity in there. But if you've got like 3 white guys and 2 brown guys, and they all have different opinions on things, and they're going at it, that is a much better, like, to me, that is what we should be aiming for. Not like the fact that it's 3 white guys and 2 brown guys, but the fact that everybody has a different way of thinking. But they keep trying to force all of this fucking diversity of, we have to make it as colorful as a rainbow, instead of just going through and being like, okay, let's follow like what the book says, because this guy doesn't remind me of greasy black hair, a hooked nose, and sallow skin. He doesn't give me that. Alan Rickman in full Severus Snape makeup, may he rest in peace, gave Severus Snape. Like, he will always be Severus Snape. It's one of those roles and one of those actors that you're never going to replace him. But like, just because you can never truly replace Alan Rickman in the role of Severus Snape, because he mastered that role so well, doesn't mean going off the deep end and doing the whole DEI bullshit is going to be okay. I was okay with the race swapping of the Valerians in House of the Dragon, because it actually made a lot of sense for the story, because it was a lot easier to tell that Rhaenyra's children were not her first husband's children, and it made a lot of sense, and I'm like, okay, that's okay. But this type of race swapping, nah, bro. You literally have an Alan Rickman clone. You could have been like, hey, we know you're not going to like fill Alan Rickman's shoes, but do your best for Severus Snape. And I've heard this guy speak. I think he would have done his best. But they gave us this dweeb. So, you know what? I was kind of interested in the Harry Potter series when I heard about it. And seeing this, it's just like, great. It's going to be another Wheel of Time. And I'll watch the first few episodes, give my thoughts on it. You might get another rant video. Apparently you guys love it when I'm ranting about things. But nah, bro. Nah. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't checked out my books, go ahead and check them out. I'll leave a link in the description, and have a wonderful day. Hopefully, if you write a book and it becomes big, they don't destroy your view the way that they destroyed Robert Jordan's and the way that they seem to be destroying J.K. Rowling's. So, Have a great day, guys. Drink plenty of water. Bye-bye!